So I recently built this village for Disney villains in The Sims 4. Each villain ended up with their own home. Starting to the side here with the Queen of Hearts, we have Ursula's cave, Cruella De Vil's manor, and of course Maleficent's castle. I'll link this video below so you can see how we created all of this. And today we're going to be furnishing each of them according to their aesthetics. So I think this time we should start over here with the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts being the hot-headed villain from Alice in Wonderland. And for her aesthetic, I feel like we're going to go with this gothic romance sort of thing. Lots of deep reds, heart imagery obviously, but then we'll also have some card imagery here and there. I love a gothic romance aesthetic, so I really hope we can pull this off. So starting off with the layout, on the bottom floor we're going to have a living room, a kitchen, and just like a foyer. And then going upstairs we're going to have a bedroom and a bathroom, but then she also has 2 more floors up here as well where we could add like skill areas. I think I want to start off in the living room. I'm setting my color filter to red, and let's try and find some wallpaper options. I had my eye on this one. It has almost everything we need. The skulls, the red and the black. We could use a shiny black flooring from Vampires. And we're obviously using the checkered flooring in here somewhere, so I'm just gonna put that in the kitchen for now. This base game wallpaper could also work really well for the kitchen. I'm thinking we go with fancy black chandeliers. I really want to use these extra curtain pieces somehow. These are from Lovestruck. They're kind of actually like a divider because they don't clip onto the wall. I feel like you could also put these on the side of your bed or something, but I'm going to use these to section off this area in the back. We can put something in the back there, maybe a chess table or like a games table for her cards. This couch from the Secret Sanctuary kit could be perfect. I'm going to just move the chandelier while we work. It's a little big. I don't want it getting in the way. Ooh, isn't there a base game rose rug? And there's a Vampires one too, I think. This is the one I was picturing. And then there's also this one from Vampires, but I feel like this one is so bold. Let's see, I might end up playing around a little bit with the rug options, but I do know we have to include these heart chairs. We're gonna be using all of the heart-shaped Lovestruck items in this build, like the Lovestruck tables. I'm pretty sure they actually have a black and red option. This is gonna be perfect. But then I don't want to lose any of that gothic vibe that we're also going for. Like I want to bring in some Vampires items, like this lamp. I know there's a matching one that goes on a table as well. Like we can add this one over to this side. And again, we need fancy curtains. You know what I would also love? Right in the center there is a big picture, either of her or like a card picture maybe. What happens if we search up cards on the gallery? Ooh, okay, we might have some options here actually. This is interesting. The cards made out of the lights. The caption saying it took too long, lol. I can relate. Light art in The Sims 4 takes forever, but it always ends up looking really cool. Oh wait, hold on. Look at this. These are her guards that are actually made out of the cards. Hard guard, love it. That same user also uploaded regular like playing card art. We'll use this as well. But then I also found this. This picture right here, we're definitely using. We could put that in the living room or above her bed even. Okay, I'm downloading all of this stuff. Where am I gonna put this? I feel like every inch of this lot is like taken. I'm gonna just stick it all in the basement. Okay, let me grab one of these. I want to put it here. I think I want it to be big. Let's see how it looks if we frame it. Or I could try and put the Vlad picture around it. Like if we shrink it and then just add this here. That's kind of fun. I feel like it's too bright in here for what I'm going for. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Alice in Wonderland in general has a lot of clocks going on. So I was thinking about including one of these life and death clocks. It has skull imagery all over it, giving Disney villain. And then since we added something tall over there, I feel like we should add a bookshelf on this side just to sort of balance things out. And then we need all the rose decor, all of it. My wedding stories is probably gonna come in pretty clutch here. I want to find a big coffee table. We could use the one from Life and Death right in the middle, and then we could also use the matching Life and Death fireplace. And would it be too much if we add a couple more card pictures on this side? Oh wait, you know what also we could use? I know one of the framed TVs has a rose swatch. Oh yeah, this TV is perfect. I wonder if I could mount it where that skull is instead. I'm gonna carefully delete some of these walls, and then I can mount the TV like this. And then after putting everything back, this is what it looks like. I feel like we could add in some fancy sculptures like the Princess Cordelia head. Actually, she's always saying off with her head, so that's kind of perfect. Oh my gosh, do we just add all of like the head statues? Wait, yes we do. We'll add them right at the front door so everybody knows what's up. And then going down the foyer, I'm adding the card favorite pictures that I downloaded, and I also still needed to add my games table or my chessboard. I feel like a chessboard is going to look the best in there, so I'll add that in. I really want to add the My Wedding Stories chairs with like the flowers tied to the back. I just wish these were red roses. So I'll just add those in there, and then I'm going to size up some of these roses in the background. We can add some Love Struck candles everywhere. The candlesticks too. This is one big fire hazard, but like this is a villain we're talking about. I would see her just like thriving in the chaos. And then finally, I just need one more thing for this room, and I think I'm gonna add a mirror in the corner. And here is our Queen of Hearts living room. I love this. The combination of like the Love Struck items with the gothic furniture. It's kind of cool to see, so I'm really happy we're rolling with like this sort of gothic romance aesthetic. Those chairs are normally meant to be a joke, I feel. Or you could put them in like a girly pop bedroom sort of thing and like a nice little pink swatch. Yeah, seeing this furniture like this is gonna be a really pretty build. I think I'm gonna go and finish up the hallway really quick. Actually, you know what we could do here is dining. Like we have this space right down the middle for a big dining table. Maybe, let me see if we add the chairs. Okay, maybe not. I feel like Sims could not get around this table. Why do I picture her having dinner like this though? Like her at the head of the table and like one other person. Why is that giving villain to me for some reason? Like I feel like that would be a little intimidating, no? Someone invites you for dinner and you're just sitting here like this. I would genuinely not know what to do. And I think I want to deck this thing out. Like I want to add teapots. This can be like a dark version of the Mad Hatter tea party. This is the Queen of Hearts tea party. So that is our dining room slash foyer. I feel like this dinner would be extra uncomfortable with like the heads watching you. I added them on this side too, so there's 4 of them watching you. Now we just have to do this kitchen in a similar vibe. Like we'll do black counters. I feel like we could use some of the Realm of Magic kitchen stuff too. Like I really like this fridge, and then there's a matching sort of whimsical looking oven too. And maybe the life and death counters would match a little better. We actually have a decent amount of room in here. I'm gonna add an island, and we can add some fancy bar stools. There is this heart shelf with the heart jar. We could add that. This is from Cottage Living. On here we can add the heart bookshelf. These can be like cookbooks. That's also from Love Struck. I actually have room for a hutch, so I'm gonna add that in the corner. And there we have our Queen of Hearts kitchen. Again, very fancy, leading into a little bit of the vintage with those plates on the wall, but we're still not losing that dark fantasy element. Okay, let's start going upstairs. I found this wallpaper for the bathroom. I feel like that's perfect. And then Vampires also has some really nice deep red wallpapers. That's what we're gonna use for the bedroom. I may also bring some of these upstairs too. I feel like for the bed, there's no question. We have to use the Love Struck bed. There's a few different swatch options we could use. We could use this one, the leopard print. There are some crazy prints in here actually. We could either go red or we could go black. Whatever we do, I'm gonna add this picture over top of the bed with the Vlad picture behind it. I feel like this picture alone on top of your bed is insane. And then what if we did use these around the bed? I feel like that looks pretty there. Then we have the heart end tables on both sides, a Love Struck fluffy rug underneath, and then all of our candles. I'm also adding mirrors right beside the frame here. So far, love it. We still need to add a dresser. I'm picturing like the big vampires one like this. A vanity would also be nice somewhere. I feel like every villain that we add today could have a vanity in their house. Maybe I'll save that for upstairs, or possibly even in the bathroom if we could fit it. I've added these hearts from the outdoor retreat kit over the dresser. A divider in here could be fun. We could add a nice fancy mirror in the corner. I really wish the windowsill on these curtains weren't peeking through. If I change them over to some slightly different windows, then they don't come through. So maybe I'll just do that. I'll add a little bit more decor on the walls. I think to finish this off, I'm just gonna add a chair in the corner. Okay, so this is the Queen of Hearts bedroom. This is turning out so much prettier than I expected. This whole house and aesthetic in general is kind of a fine line to walk on because I didn't want this to look too young for her. Like the Queen of Hearts is a full-grown woman, and with all the heart stuff everywhere, I was kind of worried about that, but I think it's actually working out quite nicely. I did manage to find another head statue. This one's even more realistic. I feel like it makes it look even more creepy. But let's go and do the bathroom, and then we'll finish off the top 2 floors. So I really want this vanity to work, but I feel like it might be too squishy in the bathroom. I really wanted to use this swan tub from Get Famous. I feel like it matches her aesthetic. And then along the same lines, this Realm of Magic peacock sink also matches. I don't know, maybe we can fit it. If I could get the toilet in that corner corner. We'll use the swan throne. Then it does work and I can just move this over a little bit more. Then in the corner I could add this candlelight from Vampires. I've just been sort of moving things around too. Like I found this picture from Vampires as well. We can add a rug here, and then this spot looks really pretty. We can use these towels from Vampires. I really wish we had a bigger one. We only have the one like bath towel. I'm just adding some final extra clutter pieces in here, and this can be our bathroom for the Queen of Hearts. I especially like the vanity spot. I think that looks so nice. Plus this bathroom actually ended up being pretty big. I might skip this hallway for now. I kind of want to go up and see what we're gonna end up doing in the top floors. One idea I had was to do an art studio. Like I feel like a gothic romance art studio could be really pretty. It kind of checks out too, since she's always about painting the roses red. We could even use the woodworking table so she can make the sculptures of her heads. Maybe I'll even add one on there. Beautiful. Something about this candlestick being on here too. I have a ladder over to this side, so I have to be careful not to block it. And then we could add white flowers in here for painting. I guess I should give her a tarp, so that can be our gothic art studio. On this side I might just add some bigger like paint clutter, like just some canvases against the wall. So I think I'm gonna actually just add a sink and maybe another easel in that corner there. Okay, and then for the final room upstairs, we could just make this a reading room. The wall heights are shorter, so I'm gonna use these curtains from Businesses and Hobbies. Maybe she's a gothic romance reader. We'll have a couple more of our heart chairs. Maybe this is where we can add that rug we were thinking about, like this one that was a little too aggressive for downstairs. Oh my gosh, you know what I also really wanted to add? I saw someone mention in the comments the flamingos, because in Alice in Wonderland she uses the flamingos as like her croquet stick. I definitely wanted to add these outside, but maybe we can add a couple indoors too. So I've added some out here by the archways. Isn't there like another bird statue? Oh yeah, decor to the max. Okay, in the corner we're just gonna have this massive bird statue right there. I added some torch lighting up here from Life and Death, and this is how our final reading room turned out for the Queen of Hearts. I love this house so much more than I thought I would, but let's move on from this one. The next house we're gonna decorate is for Ursula. Ursula being the main villain from The Little Mermaid. So going into the cave, I'm so happy you guys liked this one, by the way, because it's so over the top, but I also really like how it turned out. So I'm really glad the comments agreed. And here's what we're gonna do for the layout for this one. We're gonna have everything pretty much in this room, like living room, kitchen, dining. We're gonna have a smaller bathroom for this one because I don't want to take away from the bedroom. And obviously this one is a lot smaller than the one we just did. But I did raise this part up on a platform because I want this to be where her cauldron goes. Her cauldron is iconic. It looks like it has teeth around it. So I really want to make sure we include that somehow. And this is the vibe that I'm thinking for Ursula. I looked up dark sea witch aesthetic. We'll have lots of realm of magic elements with potions and things like that. But then we also have to bring in the underwater ocean core aesthetic. This one is also going to be so good. I feel like I could do a whole video just on like dark aesthetics like this. So let me know if you guys want to see something like that. So first of all, let's get our cauldron. I'm going to use this one and then we're going to add stones around it. I'm adding some chandeliers so it's a little bit brighter. And then for the teeth around the cauldron, I was thinking about grabbing these again. These are rocks I used before as teeth from Snowy Escape. And I'm thinking we could just place these around the cauldron. Like I'll try and make them go in different directions so it doesn't look so patterny. Like I feel like this is sort of what it looks like. And then we're going to use coral from Island Living, but I feel like we could also get away with using some of these from Strangerville. They're just like these weird plants, but they're so alien looking that I feel like they could pass as some underwater plant. So I'm going to add them around the cauldron. There's smaller versions like this too, which we can add in. And then also from Realm of Magic, I'm going to go grab one of the orbs and we can just raise this up and place it right in the middle. I think she uses a crystal ball in her cauldron or like around it. I don't want to add that in here because I want this to be functional. So I'm going to grab a table. This one is from City Living. And then obviously Realm of Magic is where we're going to find all of our crystal balls. So I'm going to just clutter around this area. And Ursula might be the most vain villain that we're going to deal with today. So mirrors are going to go everywhere. Ooh, and I was also reading the comments. Someone said we should use the book from Vampires and that can represent like her big scroll that she uses for her contracts. We'll just add that over there in the corner. And then I wanted to find something we could use for her minions, like the weird little things that I was like, what the heck are these in my last video? Apparently they're captured souls, which is super dark, but I was thinking they kind of look like, where are they? These, the little camping buddy. Like maybe we can add some of these just around the cauldron. I don't think I'm gonna add too many because I don't want it to look like super scary, but you know, we'll just size up a few like this. So they're just like hiding around the cauldron or little things. I think I'm gonna bring in more of these lights. I think I'm gonna put these over top of the windows. And then I wanted a potion cabinet over here, like either this one or even this one from Realm of Magic. And then we can raise up some potions and like clutter that up. And I was looking through Enchanted by Nature and I found these fairy urns, which yes, they are for fairies, but something about it is giving mermaid to me. So I'm gonna raise these up and I'm gonna put them on top of this shelf. Also, this mermaid urn, like yes, I know it is an urn, but it could also pass as a sea witch potion jar for like ingredients or something. And this Enchanted by Nature light could also pass for an underwater theme. Oh, I did also see someone mention the mermaid statue, which I believe is from Businesses and Hobbies. Oh yeah, here she is. She's massive. Let's shrink this down. I'm gonna put this over here in the corner and we can maybe use some island living coral rocks around it. Like even if some of them are coming out of the wall, I feel like that might look cool. And we could even tuck some of the Enchanted by Nature lights in there. Again, these are meant to be mushrooms, but I feel like we could get away with this as underwater decor. And also they just look really cute just stuck coming out of the coral pieces. Like that looks kind of adorable. Then we can just add some starfish around. I really like where this is going, but we still need to include a kitchen. So let's maybe lay that out over here. Again, this house is on a diagonal, so some things are like not placing the way they should. But whenever we build on a diagonal, I feel like the house ends up a lot bigger than it looks. So we're going to be able to fit all of our kitchen stuff on this wall. I'm using a sink from Enchanted by Nature. And then I think we could get dining even right along the center. I'm going to use the big Enchanted by Nature table and we'll use the matching chairs and I think it might look good on a diagonal like this. Yeah, then it kind of takes up this space that I need to fill. We could add this Enchanted by Nature rug. I don't want to go too planty with it though. And we definitely need to add some fish in here, like some aquariums. I'm going to add this fish. This is the one that's actually a little fish bone. Oh, and we need something for her eels. So we actually do have some electric eels that we could mount on the wall in game. My only thing with these is I wish we could change the plaque color because the brown is basically going to be the only brown thing in here. But I did see these are from Businesses and Hobbies. It's meant to just be this wall decor. And I feel like this could be a really cool replacement for our eels. I just found this artwork on the gallery, which we're going to download. I just needed something to go right there. So we're going to frame that. I'm going to also add in some Journey to Batu stuff. I've never known what this is meant to be, but I always feel like it looks like coral or something. We can also add some upper cabinets here. We could add a Realm of Magic cabinet. And in here, we can add all of the Realm of Magic potions and maybe some more like crystal balls, just any clutter we can add in here. I also really like using these plants also from Journey to Batu. And okay, so far this is our Ursula house. This is giving Sea Witch, there's no question about it. It's so pretty in here so far. This side is basically done. All we need now is to do the living room, which I'm gonna swing around and do that over here. Another random item I found are these from Paranormal. And for purple furniture for the living room, I know Vampires has some good purple stuff. Like this couch, we can put that on this wall. I may as well use this one too. I'll place that over here. We can place a big rug from Paranormal, maybe also the Paranormal coffee table. And I'm just moving everything over so I can place one chair here as well. We'll add some more fish decor, maybe also some of the island living vases. I added some more of the curtains from Lovestruck and there we have our living room. I'm obsessed with this one. This is going to be hard to top today, I think. All we have left to do for this one is the bedroom and the small bathroom. So for the bathroom, I know I want to use the expensive stuff. Like this one from Get Famous has a seashell shape going on. I want to add in this mirror from Enchanted by Nature. I'm also going to bring in some of the lights I've been using. Since this is a 3-tile bathroom, we're going to have to do the wall-mounted shower and we'll use the fancy toilet here as well. I think what I'm also going to do is add some of the island living pictures. Some of these were too happy for the main room, so I'm going to add them in the bathroom. I'll just have them like going around the shower like this. Maybe we can add some shelves with some bathroom clutter on there, just like some perfumes and things like that. There's also some seashell towels that we can use, and these are just from base game. Okay, so there's our bathroom. Nothing too exciting, but they have everything they need in here. And let's move out into the bedroom. So some of these coral pieces actually came through into the bedroom, so I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. Like I'll put some of them over in these corners. We for sure need a vanity, so I am gonna add that, but I was thinking about adding this. This is again from Enchanted by Nature, and I'm gonna try and find a swatch that we can work with. We could maybe even use the default, and I could raise this up, and I'm gonna add some rocks around this too, so it's like coming out of the rocks. We can even bring back this idea because I feel like that looks so pretty out there. And I think I want to bring these curtains from Love Struck in here too. Let's go ahead and find the vanity. I think I'll use this one from Vintage Glamour, and we can use the Enchanted by Nature chair, but I think I want this to be a whole mirror wall, like just a bunch of them. I'm gonna place a bunch of these mirrors. We can reuse this one again, even though I've already used it. This is Ursula we're talking about. So we're just gonna end up with this like gallery wall of fancy mirrors. I still need to find a bed. I feel like this one from Vampires would be so pretty. And I did want to include one of the bigger aquariums. Like this one, we could have it facing the bed. This one's from Cats and Dogs. I'm gonna add a table over here. I want to add more potion clutter, more things like makeup. We can add little things like jars. Oh, even some Realm of Magic spell books. And okay, here is our Ursula bedroom. I just went into live mode so we can see it without the chandelier in the way. I just think this looks so cool with all of the mirrors, all of the Realm of Magic items. I did not use a whole lot from Island Living to get to this aesthetic. Normally when I'm doing like a mermaid build, I'll use all of the coral from there, but I feel like we somehow matched it without using all that. I mean, we do have an Island Living wallpaper going on, but that's kind of it for this room. I'm so happy with this one. Let me know, obviously, which one is your favorite at the end of this video. But now we're ready to move on. The next one we're going to be building for is Cruella De Vil. She is the villain from 101 Dalmatians. So okay, for Cruella's aesthetic, I don't know really what to call this. It's almost like a gothic modern vibe. Like her whole thing is fashion. She's super into fashion. She's a fashion designer. So we're going to be going for like bold prints, animal prints, obviously, but there is still going to be a gothic element. Plus she has a little bit of a vintage vibe to her. So I'm going to start out by looking through Vintage Glamour for wallpaper. I want this to be mostly black and white, maybe with a little hint of red. Yeah, I'm liking these wallpaper options. I also just found this flooring from Lovestruck. I put it up here in her bedroom too. I feel like that is perfect for Cruella. So let's start off down here. I think the main room will be her kitchen, and then over to the right we're gonna have a walk-in closet and maybe like a seating area. I don't picture Cruella being overly hospitable. I don't picture her cooking either. I feel like she would be the type of girl to go out for dinner every single night. So like I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on her kitchen or her dining room. I think I'm okay with her having a bit of a smaller kitchen. So I've built out this archway here. I'm using Vampire's spandrels, and then we'll have these columns here from Get Famous. Everybody gets a chandelier, but I feel like Cruella gets this one, and there's even a black and white option too. I also think we should go heavy on the rugs in this house. I think this is where we're gonna find most of our animal print. So like I can put this in the closet. I think My First Pet stuff has animal print rugs. Oh yeah, they have this one. This is literally a Dalmatian rug. So this is where we could put our dining table. I want to use this super extra one from like the luxury party kit. I'm pretty sure no one has used this in the past 10 years, but we will today, and we're going to use it with these really extra chairs. A lot of sink on that counter there. I do still need an oven, but like again, is Cruella cooking? I just cannot see it. So maybe we give her like a tabletop one, or even just the stove top. We could even put the stove over here, and then I can add these curtains from Vintage Glamour over top of the window. For art, I'm looking through Cats and Dogs, and we do have this picture. I guess this is like a light. We can put this over the fridge, and they have the dog plant. I'm gonna add that. We used these dog statues outside and they looked really good, so I'm just gonna add them by the columns. We could even add bottles of wine on the counter. Like I feel like this is all we really need for her kitchen. And then for the seating area, I was thinking about looking in Get Famous, because I know they have these really tacky chairs with like the pillows and the animal print trim. We can add a matching chair in the corner. For alternate curtain options on the bigger windows, we could use these ones, and maybe we can add in some little pops of red. Like maybe I can add in some red pillows. We'll just raise these up on the couch. We could use this rug, maybe a plant in this corner, again with the mirrors, and then we could do a Vintage Glamour picture in here, just going with that fashion feel. We just maybe need a table in this room. Vintage Glamour also has this animal statue we could add, and I think I'll just do that for her living room. I'm gonna keep it pretty clean. And then going across the hall to the closet, I'm gonna use these mirrors from Vintage Glamour. Then from Get Famous, I wanted to use the wardrobe platform. So this works like a dresser. You can just stand on it and change your your Sims clothes. Moschino also has some fashion items. Like we could add some of the hanging clothes like these ones. We can add an ottoman or maybe even some of these cushions. We can add this clothing rack in the corner. So that can be our walk-in closet room. And then I also left room right here by the door. I was thinking we could add another closet situation in there, except this time with the hanging clothes from Dream Home Decorator. And then they'll just be black, white, and red. So like you'll be able to see them when you walk in the door. And then over on this side, same thing as in Ursula's house. The bathroom is going to be a little small. So we can really just fit the essentials like the shower on the wall. I'm going to use the same sink we used from Realm of Magic. Maybe some red towels in this one from Vampires, a red robe, and a picture. So that's all we really need for the bathroom. And there we have the first floor for Cruella. Let's go upstairs and do the bedroom next. This flooring is crazy. I forgot we added this. I think I'm going to use these curtains again up here, even though they're not quite long enough. And we can switch them up here. We'll do the white and the black. And then for her bed, I found this one from Vampires. And there's a picture where you can actually see Cruella in her bed. And I feel like this one's kind of similar. I want to add a table next to her. And on the picture I'm referencing, she's on the phone. So I'm going to add this vintage one here. And then also she's always like smoking in bed. So I need like a bowl, like a decorative bowl. Oh wait, this could work. And then I want to add that over in the corner. So this can be like her ashtray. It's just going to be kind of small, just like back there behind the phone. So as decor, we could add this above the bed. And then I want to add in more of the Get Famous closets. Like we have these shoe racks, that could be cool. There's also this big dresser as well that matches. We could put that there. The fancy Get Famous mirror in the corner could be nice. We could add this love seat. The mudroom kit had a purse we could add. Ooh, a vanity in here would have been perfect as well. Maybe we can use the Secret Sanctuary kit one. I feel like that matches. Yeah, that's actually perfect. I can add some clutter on there. This jewelry box. Oh, actually the animal lamp from Vintage Glamour, I'm gonna add that there too. So there we have Cruella's bedroom. Clearly we have the fashion element with the closet. We've got a little bit of the vintage, a little gothic. I feel like so far we've been able to match everyone's pretty well. And now all we have left to do is Maleficent. She is the villain from The Sleeping Beauty. And I feel like her aesthetic is the easiest one to picture. It's more medieval than the other ones. Still gothic, still whimsical, but we're definitely gonna have a lot of dragon decor. So I feel like I'm almost gonna aim for like dungeon vibes. Definitely using life and death wallpaper. We could even get away with stone flooring. And I think what we're gonna do is open concept kitchen, living room, and everything down here. And then I think I'm gonna leave her bedroom open concept here as well. The only thing is because of all of the towers in this build, the layout is gonna look a little crazy. So you know what? We could do kitchen along this wall. Like that way we have a straight wall to add our counters. We can get our fridge in there and we have our oven. We can have a standalone sink in the corner. For tables, I'm using these stone pieces from Outdoor Retreat and I want there to be a lot of fire in here. So like torches from Life and Death. I could also see us using a lot more of the Enchanted by Nature plants, like some of the dark ones, just because of the thorns that are associated with Maleficent. Ignore the flames. They're not going to catch fire, I swear. This way we can hide a trash can in the corner. And this is what we're going to do for our kitchen. I can already tell this is going to look so good with all the greenery. I'm trying to get a better view of this part, but it's tight in there, but it's still going to be functional. This way we can do a big proper dining table. So I'm going to use this one from Vampires. Then we could either use these chairs from Life and Death. Oh, actually, yeah, the green is really nice. So I'll add these all around the table. I want to find a big purple rug. I'm saving this one, the one dragon rug. Like obviously this is going somewhere in the house. Oh wait, there's two. I did not realize we had two swatches for this. Okay, we're using both. So that one's gonna go under the table. Unfortunately, you can't really see the dragon. We could fill these corners with the big torch lights from Get Famous. I'm gonna add an old fireplace in this corner. I'm trying to think of what else could go in this corner that won't look so weird. Like this bookshelf is okay. We'll add some more greenery. There's also this super pretty hutch we can add in. This is from Life and Death. I always love the little skull details on all the Life and Death furniture. But we could also add some Realm of Magic stuff in here too. Like we could do a green crystal ball, some other potions. Oh, and she has a pet crow. So we could use some bird decor, like this one from Paranormal. So there we've got a little magic hutch. And from Life and Death, we actually do have a pet crow we can add. So let's add that into the corner. We can add another stone chair. I like using those sometimes as tables. There's also the stone coffee table. We could add that into the corner as well. I might just add some random clutter on here. And then over in the corner, we could also add a desk. Oh, I wanted to add the little dragon sculpture, like this this one. I could add one on the table, but I was also thinking about sizing them up so we could add them around the desk like that. Oh, there's the dragon lights that are really pretty too. Maybe I can just add one going over the desk like that. I'll add a big mirror right there. And so far, this is the bottom floor for Maleficent. This is one I had pretty high hopes for, and I feel like it works. It's like this evil, witchy dungeon vibe, but the layout is kind of interesting too. I do like our small kitchen back there. We do have to do the bathroom, and I love the wallpaper for this. I would love to use the crystal shower from Enchanted by Nature. Oh, there's a crystal bathtub too, but I think it's too big for in here. Yeah, that's fine. Instead, we can use this old sink. We'll add a mirror over top. I think we could use these curtains from Spooky Stuff, and then may as well give her the fancy toilet too. There's this crow gallery art that we can add, and I think I'll just add the stone here, and I'll raise up some towels to put on top. Okay, so here's our bathroom all complete. All we have to do next is the bedroom, and I've added a ladder here leading up to the tower as well. But for the bedroom, let's go find her a bed. I actually think we could get away with this one from Enchanted by Nature. It has the thorns on it. I actually don't hate the idea of the ripped curtains either from Spooky Stuff. I'm gonna add this stone coffee table at the end of the bed. We could also add the dragon light by the bed. Maybe I could add two of them, like one on each side. I feel like that looks pretty. We need a dresser. I think I want to use this one from Vampires. The Life and Death rocking chair could also fit. We could do like a seating area in here. Another thing I saw a lot of people wanted me to add was a spindle. Obviously that's a huge like symbol in Sleeping Beauty for Maleficent, and I feel like I've seen one on the gallery. Okay, yeah, this user uploaded it. We're going to download this, and I'm gonna try and get that up in the tower. I'm gonna have to delete some of the walls. It might have messed up some of the exterior. I'm gonna have to go back and fix it. Surprisingly, we're good. That is so cool. They definitely made that by putting pieces together with the tool mod, or maybe not even, maybe they just made this mod free, which is insane. So very cool. I can't move it, so that's just gonna have to be where it goes. I might add some lights in here, but I feel like it's kind of eerie if that's the only thing up here, right? Or no, maybe we had a little more going on. We'll add some hanging vines, and maybe that's it. That can be our spindle room. Okay, back down to the bedroom. She does have like a magic staff. I feel like I could get away with using this. It's like a crystal broomstick from Realm of Magic. And then maybe as our like functional spindle, we could use this cross stitch box. That can be the skill item that goes in this house. So this is our bedroom for Maleficent. I ended up changing that dragon rug and moving it out just so it matched a little better, and so we could also actually see it. I added some more Enchanted by Nature clutter over to this side. We've got her cross stitch area. I also did give her a vanity just so she didn't feel left out. And in this area, I just added more bookshelves. So that's been us furnishing this village for Disney villains. I did go with the queens this time, but I did see some good comments suggesting that we do like some of the male Disney villains. Like we could do a village for them as well. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see. If it is and you have any ideas for what you would want, let me know. And if you guys like the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.